The crisp fall wind whipped through Willow Creek, a sleepy farm town in rural Kansas, carrying the smell of harvested corn and distant rain. Sarah Jenkins stood at the window of her old Victorian bed and breakfast, her fingers gripping the lace curtains. At 48, she was still striking curvy with honey blonde hair, streaked in silver, and hazel eyes that had seen too much heartache. 8 years widowed, running this place alone after her husband Tom's fatal tractor accident. But today, something stirred in the air. A pickup truck kicked up dust on the gravel road, and out stepped a man she hadn't seen in 7 years. Tall, muscled from hard labor, with a Stetson shading his rugged face. It was Dylan Carter, the kid she'd practically raised when his alcoholic father made home hell. The boy who'd shared meals at her table with her son, Matt. But this wasn't a boy anymore. Her pulse quickened as he approached the gate, his stride purposeful, his hand hesitating on the latch. What was he doing back? And why did her body betray her with a warmth she hadn't felt in years? Dylan's boots thudded on the porch, and he knocked firmly. Sarah smoothed her faded blue dress, suddenly aware of every wrinkle and curve. She opened the door, and time froze. The scrawny teen was gone, replaced by a 30-year-old man built like a linebacker, his jaw stubbled, green eyes shadowed with something dark. His flannel shirt, strained over broad shoulders, earned from years of hauling freight across the Midwest. Sarah, his voice rumbled, deeper now, edged with gravel from long nights on the road. Dylan, you're all grown up. Her words caught, her gaze lingering on his lips before she looked away. He shifted, removing his hat to reveal tousled brown hair. Ma'am, I need to talk to you about Matt. The world spun. She stepped back, dizzy. Come in. The B&B was quiet. Tourist season had ended, leaving them alone. She led him to the kitchen, where countless family dinners had played out. Coffee. He shook his head. Sarah, there's no gentle way. Matt's gone. The words punched her gut. She clutched the counter, gasping. Ow! Truck hijacking in Nebraska. He tried to fight them off. Played the hero. Dylan's voice broke. I'm so damn sorry. She crumpled, and he caught her, his arms wrapping around her like steel bands. Through the sobs, she felt his heartbeat, smelled leather and pine pure man. Guilt twisted inside her. Her son was dead, yet this touch ignited something forbidden. For days, Sarah holed up in Matt's old room, surrounded by his baseball trophies, faded posters, and the faint scent of his cologne. Dylan stayed, a silent guardian. He brought soup she barely touched, fixed the leaky roof, and mowed the overgrown lawn. No platitudes, just presence. One evening, she found Matt's letters, every one she'd sent during his trucking runs, tucked in a drawer. I taught him to stand up for what's right, she whispered to the empty air. And it killed him. Dylan found her on the floor, papers scattered. They sat in silence until dusk. He poured coffee into Matt's favorite mug by mistake, started to dump it. Don't, she said softly. For the first time, warmth pierced her grief. They shared it at the table, shoulders brushing, the air thick with unspoken words. As weeks passed, Dylan lingered. He repaired the fence, stacked hay bales for winter. Sarah cooked for him pot roast, apple pie like old times. But nothing felt old. She'd catch him staring as she bent to pull weeds, his eyes tracing her hips. He'd stand too close in the kitchen, his breath hot on her neck as he reached for a plate. Remember when Matt bet you could climb Old Man Wilkins' silo? She said one night, trying to lighten the mood. Dylan chuckled, his first real laugh. And you grounded us both. But I wasn't mad at Matt. I was jealous he called you Mom. The confession hung heavy. Sarah's breath hitched. Dylan, that's wrong. I know. He faced her, eyes burning. You've always been more than that to me. Since I was 17, seeing you in that sundress at the county fair. It wasn't a kid's crush. Heat flooded her. She should slap him, send him packing. Instead, her body responded, nipples hardening under her blouse. You were like a son. Never to me. He stepped closer, his hand brushing her arm. Tell me you don't feel it too. She opened her mouth to deny it, but the lie stuck. She noticed him growing uffus, voice deepening, muscles filling out. Told herself it was maternal pride. Now, alone with him, it was raw desire. What kind of monster was she? That night, sleep evaded her. She heard him pacing downstairs on the couch. Midnight came. The back door creaked. From her window, she watched him in the yard, shirtless under the moon, swinging an axe at a stump like battling demons. Sweat glistened on his chiseled chest, abs rippling with each strike. This was no boy a warrior, scarred by life, and he wanted her. At 48, she still turned heads. Full breasts, trim waist from farm work. Loneliness gnawed. Why deny this? He looked up, eyes locking on hers. He dropped the axe, strode inside. Footsteps climbed the stairs. A knock. Sarah, come in. He entered, trousers low on his hips, chest heaving. Can't sleep. Me neither. The room crackled. This is crazy, she whispered. Yeah. He advanced. But I don't care. You're young enough. Don't. His voice sharpened. Age is just a number. Her nightgown clung thin. His gaze devoured her. Send me away. I can't. His fingers traced her collarbone, sparking fire. She gasped as he cupped her breast. Dylan. But it was a plea. I've dreamed of this, he growled, nipping her ear. Every damn night on the road. Show me. He kissed her fiercely, tongues clashing. She clawed his back, feeling his hardness press against her. He lifted her to the bed, hands roaming, but Hovesno, tires crunching gravel outside. Multiple vehicles. Dylan froze, peering out. Damn, it's Sheriff Harlan and a couple of others. Panic surged. Not just the law, probably nosy Mrs. Ellis and Pastor Reed. Sarah yanked on her robe. Dylan dressed hastily. Boots pounded the porch. Mrs. Jenkins. Open up. She descended, Dylan behind. Opening the door revealed Sheriff Harlan, face stern. Mrs. Ellis, smug. Pastor Reed, disappointed. What's this? Sarah asked steadily. Mrs. Ellis exploded. Disgraceful. A woman your age with a boy you raised? It's sick. He's not a boy, Sarah said. And not my son. Might as well be. Mrs. Ellis spat. The town's buzzing. Pouring around while grieving Matt. Dylan tensed. Watch your mouth. Pastor Reed intervened. Sarah, this isn't you. He's exploiting your pain. Nobody's exploiting anyone, Dylan snarled. Sheriff's hand hovered on his holster. Son, tone it down. I'm not your son. Dylan's fists clenched. And I won't let you slander her. Mrs. Ellis sneered. Matt's rolling in his grave. His brother betting his mom. That snapped Dylan. He lunged. Sheriff and Pastor restrained him. Don't drag Matt into this. He want her happy. Happy. Mrs. Ellis laughed. This is perversion. It's love, Dylan shouted. Silence fell like a hammer. Sheriff coughed. Mr. Carter, best you leave town. No, Sarah said firmly. He's my guest. Pastor pleaded. Think of your reputation. Sarah glared. What reputation? A widow scraping by? I've been alone too long. Unless I choose otherwise. She grabbed Dylan's hand. The trio left muttering, but the damage was done. Gossip spread like wildfire. By morning, her B&B bookings were canceled. The diner refused service. The grocer ignored her. That night, Dylan headed to the Rusty Nail Bar for supplies. Sarah knew better was spoiling for a fight. Shouts echoed blocks away. She rushed over, crowd gathered. Inside, Dylan faced three locals, bloody-knuckled, lip split. Come on, he taunted. Who else calls her a slut? Sarah stopped, but he didn't hear. One charged. Dylan felled him with a hook. Another swung a bottle. Dylan dodged, cracked his ribs. The third backed off. This ain't right, man. She's old enough to be your ma. She's the woman I love. Dylan roared. And if you got issues, bring him to me. Sheriff burst in. Break it up. But the third jeered. Loves the old hag? Pathetic. Dylan slammed him against the bar, choking. Say it again. I dare you. The man gasped. Sarah's plea in the doorway made Dylan release him. This town's full of hypocrites, Dylan addressed the room. You cheat on spouses, dodge taxes, lie in church. But a good woman finds joy, and you crucify her? I'm 30, a grown man loving a woman. Deal with it. He took Sarah's hand, leading her out amid murmurs. Back home, she tended his wounds. You made it worse. I defended you. He winced. Sorry. No one's done that since Tom. She paused. But we can't stay. I got savings from trucking. Marry me, Sarah. We'll head to Texas, buy a small ranch. Tears welled. People will judge. Let him. Do you love me? Yes, she admitted. Damn it, yes. Then that's all. She thought of her empty life, the judgment versus freedom. When? Tomorrow. Pack light. Dawn broke gray. Sarah left keys with the sheriff, packed Matt's letters, her wedding photo with Tom, and a snapshot of the 3 kids. They loaded Dylan's truck, townsfolk glaring from windows. Last chance, he said at the edge of town. She glanced back at Willow Creek, her cage then ahead to highways, promising new starts. No regrets. They drove south, hands linked, toward Texas sunsets and fresh beginnings. In a roadside chapel, they wed simply. Texas welcomed them. Dylan found ranch work. Sarah opened a cozy diner. Whispers faded. They built a life of laughter, passion, and peace. Age was forgotten in shared dreams. Happiness, hard-won, was theirs. What do you think about Sarah and Dylan's story? Was their love worth the scandal? Or should they have played it safe? Share your stance in the comments below. I'd love to hear your views and spark some debate.